Welcome to the Love Clarity Podcast, where you come to heal your relationship trauma and learn to love deeply without losing yourself. Hello, love, and welcome to the Love Clarity Podcast, where we explore the hidden patterns, emotional wounds, and sacred turning points that shape how we love and how we heal. I'm Sanya Bari, relationship therapist, coach, and survivor of relationship trauma. And today's episode is about the moment in betrayal where you ask yourself, do I forgive? Do I make them pay? Or do I just walk away completely? Let's talk about revenge, forgiveness, and the power of walking away. She came to me like a fireball, sharp, intelligent, successful, and absolutely furious. She had found out her partner was cheating, not just once, but for years, with someone close, someone she trusted. So it was a double betrayal. And what gutted her the most wasn't just the betrayal. It was that she felt she'd lost her dignity. She'd lost her sense of safety and trust. I want to ruin him, she said. I want to expose everything. I want him to feel even a fraction of what I feel right now. She wasn't wrong for feeling that way. She was in the first layer of grief, rage. And rage, when unacknowledged, becomes revenge. But when it's met with tenderness, with compassion, it becomes power. So I didn't tell her not to feel that way. I just asked, what would hurting him do for you? What is the actual outcome you're craving underneath this? What do you want to feel and experience inside you once you feel like you've completed this revenge with him? She really paused. She gave it a good thought. Because what she really wanted was not to feel humiliated anymore. She wanted to feel safe and connected. She wanted to feel strong, clear, respected, and whole. I remember a moment in my own life where I fantasized about revenge myself post-betrayal. It wasn't just that I'd been cheated on. It was the casualness of it, the way it was denied, the way I was gaslit for months until the leak of the truth came out. There was a part of me that wanted to destroy his reputation, destroy him, tell everyone, shout it from, big microphones, make him feel the isolation and the indignity that I had felt. But every time I imagined doing it, it didn't bring peace. It brought me more anger. I even did some of it and it didn't work. I kept him in mind. And it kept me tethered to the same energy that broke me. So I had to ask myself, is this about justice? Or is this about staying in control of a situation that already took too much from me? The truth was, revenge, it might have given me a moment of power, a moment of control, but it wouldn't have given me the peace that I was seeking. That peace was not in the same department that the retribution was in. The retribution, the anger, was all in the department of fear and control. And what I wanted was in a completely different consciousness. The peace, the connection, the safety that is unconditional, no conditions. And I didn't want to stay in pain. Even if I was the one dishing it out, I didn't want the pain. Here's what I wish more people knew. Here's what I wish I knew. Forgiveness is never about them. True forgiveness is never about the other person. It's never because somebody asked you in the right way, somebody deserves it. You don't know that. It's never about anything except personal freedom. If forgiveness is not about personal freedom, right away it morphs into something that becomes a transaction. It's not for your moral image. It's just an energetic freedom. It is a declaration that says, I no longer wish to be attached to something that is keeping me hostage. It is not saying that what happened was okay, that I condone it. It is just a complete surrender to the reality that what happened has already happened. It is just a coming into complete acceptance of that. And it comes from the motivation of wanting to free yourself, of no longer being somebody who has the resentment where they're drinking poison, as Nelson Mandela says, and waiting for the other person to die. Is the moment you stop carrying them with you like a dead body, dragging like a ball and chain. Stop orbiting your life around what they did. They're not that important. Stop trying to rewrite the past by refeeling it in the present. I would run these scenarios and I would have this image of the person who runs the steam engine, the olden days where they put the coals in, and I almost had this image of me covered in soot and so tired and sweaty, but still having to keep on churning that fire of resentment and anger, because my idea was that if I ever stop this fire, it's going to happen again. And keeping this fire alive is my way of safety. And it was just burning me and hurting me. And I needed to stop hurting myself. It was just not about him. It was not about anything except for personal freedom. It's the moment you stop carrying this person with you. Here's the other truth that I'd love for you to have from me. You don't have to forgive to heal. You can walk away. You can release. You can grieve. You can choose clarity over closure. You can create peace even when the story stays unresolved. You get to ask yourself, what honors me the most right now? And when you do go for forgiveness, the only forgiveness that you ever need is self-forgiveness. Once you have that core of self-forgiveness, you are not holding yourself anywhere. Any other forgiveness is something that is a byproduct of forgiving yourself, where you are still feeling like you are holding yourself hostage. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to put that sword down and walk away from the battlefield entirely. And you're going to know what is right for you. And you want to tell yourself repeatedly that I have the capability, the capacity, and the courage to do what's right for me. You're going to know what is right for you when you're able to hear yourself apart from your fear. It's like you want to ask yourself, who am I? Which voice is me? Which voice is me that doesn't have the fear in it? Because when you follow yourself, the self with a capital S, the soul, the authentic self, not the small self, not the ego, not the fear-based self that keeps changing its mind. And when you listen to it, you have this experience of feeling like being on a roller coaster. It throws you around and it changes its mind every time you take a stance, not the small self. When you learn to come within yourself and recognize who you are apart from the fear that you feel inside you, when you start to begin to reside in the safety and the comfort and the wisdom of your authentic self, the decision that you make from there, whatever pros and cons come in the way of that decision, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you are willing to do all of them. And when you have forgiven yourself, you are complete. So I want to offer you this. If you've been betrayed and you're stuck between, do I forgive? Do I destroy them? Do I disappear? Just pause and ask yourself a question. Ask yourself this question. What will bring me peace? What do I want to create in my life? What do I want to experience? Who am I without my fear? What will bring me peace? Not power, not performance, but real peace that does not depend on anything except for myself. You don't owe anyone anything. You don't need to perform healing. You get to choose how you release yourself from their energy. Freedom begins now. You don't have to wait for a separation or divorce. And the people who do not work to create freedom while they are in their situation are likely not going to get freedom when they're out of that situation. How many people don't you know who have done the very complicated task of doing the separation, the divorce, the leaving the relationship, sometimes city, country, and they're still attached and they still have weights on them. And everything that they do is a compensation for the pain that they are carrying. And everywhere they go, they bring the pain with them because you can change the cast and you can change the venue. But when you haven't changed yourself, wherever you go, there you are. It was done to you. But once it's inside you, it is yours to heal. When you do heal it, it is going to be glorious because as you start to heal the places where you are stuck, you become closer and closer to residing in the experience of the soul that is already within you, that was always within you, that is your birthright to be in. And that soul is where your inner wisdom, your safety, your unconditional fulfillment, joy, and peace comes from. Now, if this episode hit something raw in you, know that you're not alone. We have a beautiful tribe of people called the Love Clarity Inner Circle. You're welcome to join our membership. We practice releasing patterns like these every week with real tools, a safe space, and no pressure to heal before you're ready. And if that's not for you right now, that's quite all right. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday again, right here at the Love Clarity Podcast. Until then, I'm Sanya Bari. With love to you